What sort of concerns did you have before you reached out and had a chat with me about the program and about sales training generally? What were sort of some of the concerns, queries going through your head?
We've had sales trainings before, and as a group, and you just do 1 or 2 days and that's it, and there's a bit of a sugar rush, but then it dies off. That was probably my concern. Is one of my biggest ones is you actually get engagement.
My concern at the beginning was, who were going to be the best people. It was identified the girls were, because they were very much behind the 8 ball. That was my question mark. And look, I can quite happily say both of those have been well and truly dealt with.
How does our sales training compare to sales training you guys have experienced previously with the team?
Previous sales trainings have been as a group training over, I think the maximum we've done was maybe 3 days. Probably changed a few habits. I'm a great believer that you always get something out of training, but yeah, I don't know that it's been as in-depth as what we've done with this one. A good team building exercise, but I don't know that we actually got much more than that out of them, to be honest. Just the fact that we've been able to make that stuff stick probably will serve us a lot better.
I think from a learning perspective, my past experience has been something like this, where you do a set time every week over, 5-6 periods. You have follow-up, you have the ability to tap back into those sessions because they're recorded, is a much better learning experience and becomes part of the person's, they take it on board a lot better than doing a couple of days or a day and then another day. It's good to have some training, but where's the follow-up? How do you know that what they've learnt in that day has actually, they're using it in their day-to-day business? And I think this is a much better success.
What have been the main benefits, the main outtakes?
Structuring what's happening at the call, like at the sales call, they're obviously structuring that better, and you can see that in the results that they've been getting, particularly in the deal that seems to be happening where they're actually getting to the point of negotiation. They seem to be doing well at that. Yeah, definitely in terms of when they've got someone who's a genuine inquiry, I think they're shutting those deals down or reaching a conclusion quicker, putting that down to the fact that they actually thought through what they're going to be talking about and structuring those conversations better when they get to the customer's table.
And is that speeding up sales cycles, Lindsay? Are you finding that?
Yeah, because that's always the way with junior salespeople and experienced salespeople, is that they fluff around. Both of them are having those conversations and moving those deals along through the process. So yeah, they definitely structure their conversations better, I think.
Commercially, has this been a good return on investment for you guys?
Yep.
Yeah. And you measure that in sales and in quotes and activity. Just tell me what you're comfortable to share. Like what for me, when you report back to the board and said, hey, we made an investment with St. John and doing the research, you can obviously be confident to say to the board, we got a really good result.
Yeah, well, I think both in terms of actual dollars generated, you just have to look at Tansy's performance over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and some of that's attributable to just seasonal, the way things are going, but some of it, she's obviously got to get those deals as well, which she's done. So, there's a reasonable bit that can be apportioned to the training, and she's still managed to sell to customers that we probably wouldn't have talked to in the past. She's helped us get to that goal in that space, I think.
Jain, from your point of view, with the HR and the people performance hat that you wear very well, what have you picked up from the program and talking with the team that obviously were involved in the training? What have you picked up from those guys?
What I've noticed with both of them is the difference in their language. From that first session to when I sat in a couple of weeks ago, you can already see that it's starting to stick and it's starting to become part of their general conversation. The confidence that I see, I know at the very beginning when we first started to kick this off, I know Craig was sort of going, are we going to get this money back sort of thing? Because I'm saying, money-wise, it's nothing really if you think about the bigger picture.
Payback's massive.
And it's going to be good because Lindsay, next week at the board meeting, you're going to be able to prove that. And I have been saying to Craig that I've noticed a difference, and I don't deal with the figures, just in the people themselves. I think what you've done has been really good, and I think it's because of the way you've done it. So you have to be able to rephrase your information, rephrase your questions to their level and to their ability to understand. And you did that really well. I think it's been a great exercise, and we have got an outcome which is positive and going to stand us, I think, in good stead going forward.
So what will you say to Craig and the board next week, Lindsay? What's your report? What does it say?
I would say, I'm with Jain. That's a pretty good return on investment. Just on the basis of those 2 deals yesterday, she's probably paid for hers and Jasmine's training just on holding that extra 1 or 2% on those two. But it's more than that, and I think over longer term, it really will pay back.
They were sitting on the fence and they were going, I'm not sure about this guy and his training and his program because we don't know him. What would you say to them? Lindsay, what would you say? And then Jain, what would you say?
I think my advice would be to take the plunge and try it. I think the style of delivery is different to most other sales trainings that we've had, and that's worked really well. It's been one of the key things where you've had the ability, because it's not one-on-one, but it's close, to be able to actually tailor what they need and coach them along the way, reinforce some of those key sales concepts with them by getting them to do homework and having those repeated follow-ups. Like over the period, it's reinforced it so then they're habitual and they're preparing for their sales calls and they know what are going to be the key hold-ups in the deal and how to counter them and that sort of thing.
Just do it. Don't procrastinate. If I see something, if I think it's worth doing, I'll do it. And some of the times I think to myself, oh, maybe you shouldn't have jumped off that cliff so quick. But sometimes you have to jump off a cliff. And I think if people are looking for training, there's obviously they've identified a need, but then it's about, what are they wanting to do it for? Just do it. We can prove that it's worked for us in this particular situation. And I guess that's all I can say to them is our need was this, and that need was met. This is what we noticed.
I just want to say how much I appreciated you guys investing in me and believing in us and the program. I'm really pleased to hear that you got the results that you're expecting. I'm very pleased that you can go to Craig and the board next week, Lindsay, with a very confident tick of ROI on sales and speed of sales cycles and quotes and margin in territories that are notoriously tough on pricing because it's competitive. But yeah, I very, very appreciate you guys believing in us and giving us a go. And I hope that we'll be able to work more together soon.